Strong people, Kalle Beck here from StartingStrongman.com with a little bit of strongman news. This should be a quick video, but every time I say that, these videos end up being long. So we got World's Strongest Man coming up, just a few days, on the 15th. Today it's like the 11th, something like that. And I made a comment in my Instagram stories on @LetKaleLift a few days ago, mentioning that Giants Live had announced that they're going to give $50,000 if anyone can deadlift 505 kilos, and it's like all this money keeps getting put into new deadlift records. Make a deadlift, and it's like, as far as I know, the prize money at World's Strongest Man, which it should be, in essence, the premier title in the sport. It's like basically the contest that made the whole sport kind of go up around it. It's the title that pop culture can recognize. You're the World's Strongest Man. There's other contests that maybe fans will think are a truer world title, but it's not the name. Has kind of stayed the same the whole time I've been in the sport. Relatively, not much. I don't think it's even really adjusted for inflation. To get back to it, my point was, I asked in a poll, what would you rather have as far as the sport, as you being a fan, $100,000 to win World's Strongest Man, or $50,000 for someone else to break the deadlift record? I actually had a lot of people that were surprised when I said this, that you don't get that much for winning worlds. But I have some good news on that front. I was sent over some information that the prize money for World's Strongest Man 2021, SBD World's Strongest Man, has increased a lot this year. I believe last year was $47,000 for first place, and this year it will be $75,000. That's a very big increase. That's not a small increase. We're bumping it up another level. Probably do about where it should be. But if it's that's great news. And total prize money is over $200,000. I was told, and that I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe makes it the most total prize money in strongman. So if we go to and look at World's Ultimate Strongman, they put up $150,000 in total prize money and $75,000 for first, I believe. And the Arnold is $72,000, and I did the math earlier, and I think their total prize money was like around $155 or so. So, I don't know the full breakdown as far as like first through 10th. And I'm not entirely sure if that includes like the payout for all of the heats and everything, because there's 25 athletes, not just 10 finalists. But I think that's the payout for the finalists. So that's huge. I think it's a joint initiative between SBD and IMG, SBD being the title sponsor and IMG owning World's Strongest Man and putting it on. And it's a great step in the right direction and for the sport. And also was to note that with athlete bonuses, which sponsors like SBD provide, if an SBD athlete was to win World's Strongest Man, they would take over $100,000 in prize money. So that kind of gives us a hint to how much sponsorship bonus there is between one sponsor for winning World's Strongest Man. A lot of these sponsors have bonuses for making the finals, for getting top 5, etc. It's kind of, I don't know other sponsorship details for people or even specifics, but it's a good step in the right direction. And a lot of these athletes that will be in the finals have more full-on sponsors like SBD, Rain Energy. Seems like they're all sponsored by the same beard care company now, etc. So good news for the sport of strongman. And let's hope that, with these more sponsorships, and more attention on the sport. Like I said in a prior video, this year we have people sponsoring specific events, which we haven't seen in a long time, with what is Reigns sponsoring one of the events, and then there's like the knack deadlift. So good news all around for strongman, and let's hope it continues to grow and these great athletes are rewarded for it, and good companies. We had Metrex, World's Strongest Man, for a long time, and they were in it seemed like strongman was in a good place. Then it kind of bounced around with all these other sponsors that weren't as directly involved with it. And I think it being SBD, World's Strongest Man, getting a title sponsor, it's probably the most specific, interested, invested in the sport, for us, hardcore fans, people that do the sport, that love it, not just people watching on TV, that has the athlete's interest in mind, and they can make some great changes, and let's just hope they continue to happen. I'm Kalle Beck. Thanks for watching.